Spider-Man Freshman Year, or Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man as it's now called, is a Disney Plus exclusive releasing in late 2024. However, after the success of X-Men 97, and with the fans wanting more of the original Marvel animated universe to come back, have Marvel shot themselves in the foot by making Spider-Man Freshman Year instead of Spider-Man 98? Let's talk about it. But before we get into that, if you are new around here, I want to urge you guys to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to join the best Spider-Man community in the whole world. We're so close to 30,000 subscribers. I would love if you could hit that subscribe button. Let's get to that goal. I know we can do it. With that said, let's get straight into this. So last week, I put out a community post asking you guys if you thought Freshman Year was a good idea because of the push for Spider-Man 98. At first, I thought that it was going to be fairly balanced, if not more in the favour of Spider-Man Freshman Year, but boy, I was wrong. A lot of people from the community post were extremely on the side of scrapping Freshman Year completely and just making Spider-Man 98. Now, at first, this was really odd to me for one main reason. Everything that we have heard from Spider-Man Freshman Year's production is that this show is going to be everything that people have begged from Spider-Man stories for the last 10 years or so. Since the MCU's version of Spider-Man, a lot of fans have complained about a variety of factors. For example, some fans think that the money not really being an issue for Peter in the MCU isn't very good for the character. Likewise, a lot of people don't like how Peter is handed suit after suit by Tony Stark, making him a mini version of Iron Man. Fans have also complained about the lack of classic Spider-Man villains and characters such as Norman Osborn, Doc Ock, Gwen Stacy, and the original Mary Jane Watson as just some examples. However, Spider-Man Freshman Year at this point in time seems to be rectifying most, if not all, of these issues that fans had with MCU Spider-Man and just Spider-Man stories generally for the last 10 years or so. Instead of being approached by Tony Stark during Civil War, Peter will be approached by Norman, which already creates an entirely new dynamic for the character. It seems like Peter will be on his own, with limited intervention from the Avengers. He's clearly going to be making most of his own suit and tech, and we also have classic characters back like Norman and Harry, not to mention Aunt May is going to be a big player in this series too. Heck, even one of the producers for the show recently came out and stated that the Parker money problem is actually going to be a big theme in Freshman Year. So, Spider-Man Freshman Year looks like it could possibly be what everyone wanted MCU Spider-Man to be. So what is all the fuss about? Why is everyone complaining? And why would everyone rather have Spider-Man 98? Well, at first, I thought this phenomenon was down to the bare fact of nostalgia. After all, people always gravitate towards what they grew up with, or something that they have fond memories of as a child. We all know this, we all do it, so let's not pretend like this doesn't exist. A clear-cut example of just pure nostalgia is when the Amazing Spider-Man films first came out, everyone hated on those films. In fact, I grew up on the Amazing Spider-Man films. I was 10 when the first one came out. I remember people just blatantly hating on them. And everyone would wish for Tobey Maguire to come back. Now, everyone loves Andrew's Spider-Man and even wants him to get a third film. Make it make sense, right? 90s Spider-Man could be suffering from the same thing, and I don't doubt that that is a part of the reason. But there is another reason. You see, when I really dug deep into what some of you guys were saying under my community post, I found something very, very interesting. And the likeness for Spider-Man 98 over Spider-Man Freshman Year became very clear. So let's try and identify a pattern. Here is what some of you guys had to say. Not really, I don't want Freshman Year. I want to see 90s Spider-Man instead of another adaptation of Peter Parker being young again. I'd rather just have 98. I am also kind of tired of seeing young Spider-Man. They've done it in every movie and show since the 90s show. It looks neat, but IDK if I need a fourth Spidey show in high school. No, and I'm sure we're all in agreement on this. What would we rather see? A young Peter who's learning to control his powers and fight his first foes, a concept that we've seen 3 times in live action, at least 3 times in cartoons, and countless times in comics, or a lived-in Spider-Man who is mature and married. One we've seen progress through the old show, and now feels like he's grown up with us. We haven't got that before. If they're doing both, sure, it's a win-win. But if there was a preference, definitely follow the one we've seen before. I don't think I really need to say any more, do I? It's clear that even if nostalgia is a part of this, that the fans kind of want 90s Spider-Man because he's older. It's clear that the fans don't want another Spider-Man adaptation in high school, and this is something I've actually spoken about before, and I'm actually a big advocate of. If you're going to make a new Spider-Man story, it's probably better to follow him in his older years, because we've seen less stories of that type of Spider-Man. Whereas we have got shows like Spectacular Spider-Man, we've had movies like the MCU where he's been in high school. And that begs the question, why now? And why did no one bring this up 5 years ago? Well, I don't think anyone thought this was possible. The revival and success of X-Men 97 has proven that Marvel Studios and Disney reviving old cartoons that fans loved from back in the day can be a critical success and a hit with the fans. And with that, people have also realised that the 90s Spider-Man show could have also had a chance at coming back. Unfortunately for Marvel Animation and everyone working on Spider-Man freshman year, this success for X-Men 97 and the fans' hype at a potential return for the 90s show came at the exact wrong time, because this show is now in its final stages of production, which is a shame because I'm sure freshman year is going to be great. But Marvel has really done themselves over here. Yes, we could have both, but is Marvel really going to compete with themselves with two Spidey shows on the same platform? I don't think so. Marvel knew that bringing back X-Men 97 would spark fans' curiosities, and in hindsight, it probably would have been a smarter idea to hold out on Spider-Man freshman year, just in case a window of opportunity arose for the return of 90s Spider-Man due to the success of X-Men 97. Because without Spider-Man freshman year in production, I bet a 90s Spider-Man show would have already been greenlit and an early pre-production due to the success of X-Men 97. Either way, I hold out hope for Spider-Man freshman year, as everything we've gotten from it seems really positive in terms of the story and the characters. Here you can watch my video on if Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man should have been the Spider-Man of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and join the best Spider-Man community in the world. I want to give a quick shout out to the members. You guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you very much for continuing to support the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and peace.